And now we move on to the second part of our presentation. We have put together an ICT-based project for upper secondary school English classes, which focuses on Shakespeare and is designed to make it interesting and appealing to pupils that often lack motivation and are not high achievers. In the 17th century, Shakespeare's plays and theatre-going in general were considered lowly and improper, suitable only for the common man. This is in stark contrast to today, where going to the theatre to see a Shakespeare play is regarded as the height of cultural sophistication. The project is designed to make Shakespeare accessible and understandable to pupils. It also makes use of what are often considered to be undesirable disturbances in the classroom: the smartphone, YouTube, and Facebook. The importance of digital literacy skills is stressed by Dudeny and others in the book, Digital Literacies, and the need to adapt our teaching accordingly. And I quote from page 3, "For our language teaching to remain relevant, our lessons must encompass a wide variety of literacies which go well beyond traditional print literacy." Unquote. We think this project does that. We aim to challenge every aspect of the pupil's communicative competence. They get to read, listen, speak, write, search for information using digital technology, naturally, whilst at the same time learning about the great man himself, life in Tudor times, and hopefully reflecting upon the English language and its development. Pupils are assessed on their speaking and written skills in accordance with the English syllabuses for upper secondary school pupils in both Sweden and Norway. The project starts with pupils writing down what they know about Shakespeare on a piece of paper. This is handed in anonymously. A lot of these will be blank. This is said speaking from experience. Now, brainstorm with the whole class. Elicit what you can from them collectively. You will soon have them shouting out, "To be or not to be." "Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo?" Give them a bit of Tudor gossip. Tell them that Shakespeare's wife was quite a lot older than himself, and that they got married when she was 3 months pregnant. "Wow, she was a cougar," said one of my pupils last week. Make Shakespeare sound interesting, because he is. Now it's time to put the pupils' dreaded smartphones to good use. Working in pairs, they have to find the answers to a questionnaire about Shakespeare with multiple choice answers. I use one from Progress Gold B. But if you don't have this, you could make up something similar. When the whole class is finished, go through the answers together. Time for homework. Give the class a link to a YouTube film about Elizabeth Theatre, which they are to watch in preparation for the next lesson. I post this up on my class's Facebook group page so they can't escape from it. This film is made by an American, so it naturally brings up discussion points in class during the next lesson about the differences in spelling and pronunciations between British English and American English. At the next lesson, pupils do a listening comprehension exercise on the Elizabethan theatre film. Now, this should be relatively easy for them if they've done their homework, but if they haven't, it's hard. Play the film only once in class. If they're unable to answer all the questions, there are 24 of them in all, they have to finish it off themselves, stopping and starting the film as it suits them. Again, smartphones play a role here. Then it's on to reading comprehension. The text used here is called Shakespeare and the Globe and comes from Progress Gold B, but there are many other texts you can use in other books if you don't have this one. There are 2 pages of exercises that go with this particular text, with vocabulary training and comprehension with true or false statements. Obviously, it will depend upon the pupils' abilities as to how long these exercises take. Weak pupils can need a lot of time. Those pupils that work quickly and need more challenges can investigate the following websites. Let them investigate the Shakespeare Insults Dictionary, where they can have fun learning about Shakespearean insults. Here is an amusing YouTube film with Shakespearean insults by Horrible Histories that pupils can also watch. So, what should the class do next? If you feel they need more inspiration, there are plenty of inspiring films about Shakespeare and Tudor times that you can watch together and discuss. These can be found on YouTube. The YouTube links to these are shown at the end of this film. In the next lesson, introduce the class to a Shakespearean classic. Romeo and Juliet is the most well-known and easiest to begin with. Give a brief description of it, who the main characters are, where it is set, and what happens. You can vary the level of complexity according to your pupils' understanding and attention span. Then show them the classic balcony scene from the old 1968 film. This will elicit comments, I promise. Get the pupils to read and understand the balcony scene. This is a challenge. Again, reference is made to Progress Goal B, but I know this can be found in other books. The aim of this exercise is to experience Shakespeare's language and understand it. They will need your help though, so make sure you are confident with it. And then, if it's going well and the class thinks it's fun, they can act it out for each other and even record it on their smartphones. Next up is the Shakespeare play exercise. Pupils work in pairs and are given instructions to do some research into a given Shakespeare play. They are all assigned different ones. They then have to write down the information they have found and prepare themselves to tell their classmates about their given play. Facts are found using the internet. And of course, sources should be stated. This paper should be handed in. Pupils then spend the next lesson learning from each other about the different Shakespeare plays. To make sure they concentrate on what is being said, they have to fill in a form, which is then handed in. They are also asked to assess their classmates' descriptions on a scale from 1 to 5. This exercise is done in groups of 4, with pairs interviewing each other. This lesson will also give you, the teacher, an excellent opportunity to individually assess pupils' speaking skills by getting each pupil in turn to explain their play to you on a one-to-one basis. You might want to show a film to your pupils. These are two that we strongly recommend: Shakespeare in Love and Romeo plus Juliet. Make sure you switch on the English subtitles. Or, if you're pushed for time, as we often are, show the trailers for these and encourage your pupils to watch them at home. This final assignment brings the project to full circle back to the starting point. What does the pupil know about Shakespeare? It is not designed to test the pupil's memories. As stated in digital literacies, memorizing information is less important in today's era of digital technology. What is important is how knowledge is put to use. This is why words and dates are written at the bottom of the paper, to help prompt the writing process. Experience tells us that there is an extremely big difference between the anonymous pieces of paper handed in at the beginning of the project and the final essays. If they hand in a blank paper now, you are going to need to revise your teaching methods. This project has been tried and tested. It can be developed and adapted according to the type of pupils being taught. For example, if you want to increase the level of complexity, just add more Shakespeare texts that are to be analysed. It has been well received, and I am pleased to report that pupils have been known to watch Shakespearean plays out of school and on their own initiative as a result of this project.